When Sarah walked into that shelter, she had no idea her life was about to change forever. But what happened when she brought that dog home? Her husband's reaction left her absolutely speechless. It started on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. Sarah had been scrolling through rescue posts online when one photo stopped her cold. A pair of eyes staring straight through the camera, filled with something she couldn't quite name. Fear? Hope? Maybe both. The caption said her name was Luna, a 3-year-old mixed breed found abandoned in a parking lot. The post mentioned she'd been there for 8 months. 8 months of waiting. 8 months of watching families walk past her cage. Sarah felt something tug at her chest, something she couldn't ignore. The next morning, she drove to the shelter. The moment she stepped inside, the smell hit her first. Disinfectant mixed with something sadder, something heavier. Then the sound. Barking, whimpering, dozens of voices calling out for attention, for love, for a chance. But Sarah walked past them all because she already knew who she came for. At the end of the row, in the corner cage, there she was, Luna. Smaller than Sarah expected, curled up so tight with her back to the world. Her fur was matted, dull, lifeless, her ribs visible through her thin coat like piano keys. Sarah knelt down slowly, her knees pressing against the cold concrete. "Hey there, sweet girl," she whispered. Luna's ear twitched, but she didn't turn around. Sarah didn't move. She just stayed there, talking softly, letting Luna decide. 5 minutes passed, then 10. Sarah's legs started to cramp, but she didn't care. And finally, slowly, Luna lifted her head. Their eyes met, and in that split second, Sarah knew there was no walking away. She reached through the bars, and Luna, trembling from head to tail, took one small step forward and pressed her nose against Sarah's hand. It was ice cold. If you're still watching and you haven't subscribed yet, I need you to do something for me right now. This story gets even more emotional, and if you care about animals the way I do, if you believe every dog deserves a second chance, then hit that subscribe button. Because stories like Luna's need to be told, and you being here matters more than you know. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. Sarah didn't even call her husband Tom first. She just filled out the papers, paid the fee, and an hour later, Luna was sitting in her passenger seat, shaking but quiet. Sarah sent Tom a text with a photo. "Meet our new family member." 3 dots appeared immediately, then disappeared, then appeared again. His response came, "Sarah, we talked about this. I'm not ready for a dog." Her heart sank, but she kept driving. She knew Tom had his reasons. His childhood dog, Max, had died in his arms when he was 12, and he swore that day he'd never go through that pain again. But Sarah hoped, prayed really, maybe this time would be different. When they pulled into the driveway, Tom was standing at the door with his arms crossed, jaw tight. Sarah opened the car door and Luna jumped out, limping slightly on her back leg. Tom's expression didn't change. He didn't smile, he didn't move. Luna looked up at him with those same haunted eyes Sarah had seen at the shelter, head low, expecting rejection. The air felt heavy, suffocating. Sarah held her breath. And then something shifted. Tom's face softened, his shoulders dropped. He crouched down slowly, extending his hand palm up. "Hey girl," he said quietly, his voice cracking just slightly. Luna hesitated, glanced back at Sarah as if asking permission, then took a cautious step toward Tom. She sniffed his fingers once, twice, and then without warning, she collapsed against his legs and let out the smallest, most heartbreaking whimper Sarah had ever heard. Tom's eyes filled with tears. He wrapped his arms around Luna's bony frame and whispered, "You're safe now. I promise. I've got you." That night, Tom didn't leave Luna's side. He sat on the floor with her, talking to her, petting her so gently like she was made of glass. Sarah watched from the doorway, her own eyes wet, realizing she'd just witnessed something beautiful, something sacred. The man who swore he'd never love another dog had just fallen completely, hopelessly, devastatingly in love. The first few weeks were hard. Luna didn't know how to walk on a leash. She flinched at sudden movements, at dropped forks, at raised voices. She wouldn't eat unless someone sat beside her, hand on her back. But Tom was patient in ways Sarah had never seen. He woke up at 5 a.m. to sit with her. He fed her by hand when she was too scared. He slept on the floor next to her crate until she felt safe enough to sleep through the night. Some nights, she'd wake up screaming from nightmares, and Tom would be right there, whispering, "I'm here, you're okay." And slowly, day by day, Luna changed. Her tail started to wag, just a little at first, then bigger, faster. She began to play with toys, tossing them in the air, pouncing on them like a puppy. She learned her name and came running when they called her, ears bouncing, tongue out. But the most incredible part? She became Tom's shadow. Everywhere he went, Luna followed. If he sat down, she sat at his feet. If he left the room, she waited by the door, staring, counting the seconds until he came back. It was like she knew. She knew he was the one who chose her, who promised to keep her safe, who meant it. One evening, about 2 months after they brought her home, Tom and Sarah was sitting on the couch watching some old movie. Luna was curled up between them, her head on Tom's lap, snoring softly, her paws twitching like she was chasing something in her dreams. Something good this time. Tom looked down at her, running his fingers through her fur, now soft and shiny, then at Sarah, and said something she'd never forget. "I spent so many years being afraid to feel this again, afraid of the pain, and now I can't imagine my life without her. She fixed something in me I didn't know was broken." Sarah smiled, tears streaming down her face. "She saved you just as much as you saved her, didn't she?" Tom nodded, his own tears falling onto Luna's fur. "Yeah, I think she did." Today, Luna is healthy, happy, and completely obsessed with her dad. She runs, she plays, she trusts. She's everything a dog should be. And Tom? He tells everyone who'll listen about the day his wife brought home a scared, broken dog and how that dog put his heart back together piece by piece. So here's what I want to know. And I mean, really think about this. Do rescue dogs love differently because they know what it's like to be abandoned? Or is that just something we tell ourselves to feel better about their past? Drop your honest answer in the comments because this debate needs to happen.